I didn't, if you want to stop me and ask questions, you can. I was just going through this because I realized some of you do need to leave, so I wanted to have the opportunity to see everything, and then you can ask questions afterwards. But if there's something that's burning you right now, please just stop me. So the global outreach through sustainability. You have a global community on campus. So again, that's it. Sustainability has to be about a local aspect as well as national and global, but it needs to be aware of different cultures and the different ways one perceives what sustainability and what needs are. And so we have that possibility of learning from others here, but also expanding what sustainability possibilities are as an outward expression. So when students leave and go back to their native land countries, or we have students in exchange programs that go out, they can bring sustainability with awareness that it needs to fit the culture and the situation that's at hand. I come from Chicago. Urban Wind is great in Chicago. I don't know how well Urban Wind will work in Gainesville. SOLA actually works in Chicago, but SOLA should work quite well, except for the rain here, in Gainesville. Rooftop gardens, we have in Chicago. Looks great. Perhaps not the greatest idea, though, considering where we live. But there are options. Okay. Exchange programs, as I mentioned earlier, to promote sustainability. And we send students out into international educations, bringing the ideas of sustainability with them, but not in the sense to impose it, but also to share them and develop and learn and then come back with this. So I think we need to be that idea of collaboration on a global scale and global solutions through local interactions. So again, there are communities that live in a greater sense of sustainability and have than we do in the United States. So what can we draw from them that they're already doing? It doesn't have to be a new clean tech fix for everything. We might find an old low tech fix that will help us. And I can assure you, after living in North Africa, there are some wonderful sustainable practices going on there. Integration. Sustainability has to be integrated into the community and the fabric of life. Right? And one of the basic principles of sustainability is what they call the triple bottom line, or which I rather prefer to as the integrated bottom line. Right? So you have to be responsible for your social aspect of work, life, play, right? You have to be responsible for the environment, and we have to be responsible economically. Sustainability is not going to work if we don't take into consideration economics and costs. All right, but those costs need to calculate the costs to people and to the planet as well. And that's what the integrated bottom line is. Integrated education. Sustainability is part of the framework of education. So it's fabulous that you have a program, a major in sustainability. But shouldn't every major have sustainability as a key aspect of it? Just as reading is a key aspect of any sort of major. Writing is a key aspect. Communications. Sustainability needs to be part of that underlying framework of education. And it also has to be integrated. And it has to have a continual input from all stakeholders. So not only students, faculty, and staff, but the community around us. Here, this university serves, I'm sure, as a beacon for the community in Gainesville, but surrounding counties. In Chicago, Northwestern University and University of Chicago serve those communities in very different ways, in their very different communities. They serve those communities in very specific ways, and they have a great impact on those communities. They get sort of diffused as you move through the city. Systems thinking. We can't think in a disciplinary venue anymore with sustainability. We have to be interdisciplinary. And all my degrees have been interdisciplinary. The MBA program we have integrates sustainability into capital markets, into finance, into economics, into accounting, into design of products and services. It is not a component to it, it is part of it. It drives it. So sustainability needs to be a driver in that sense. It needs to be integrated throughout the experience. It needs to be institutionalized. And it needs, we need to replace the standalone courses and standalone degrees in sustainability eventually. Right? This is going to take time, I realize that. Into the pedagogy. So that it becomes part of our pedagogy, part of our teaching, part of our learning, and that learning will transform. And I think it will get much better. And that's going to be reflected, and I'll show you a couple of examples later on. The drivers for this. Research, funding, business students, or some. So research, climate change is upon us. Energy, building, agriculture, water conservation, carbon, and waste. And when I say these are drivers for research, these are drivers for research in agriculture, in engineering, in business, in law, in the arts. They're touching each aspect of these disciplines. And these disciplines can come together and work interdisciplinary. And you'll see this, more and more universities are bringing their environmental schools with their business schools to create dual degrees. Or their law departments are coming in and working with environmental departments to develop. One of the companies I work for, we bring together the environment department with corporate real estate, with customer experience, with the legal department, in a way that hasn't been done before. And the only thing that pulls them together, instead of issues of, well, are we going to get sued if we do this? Now is, how can we make this a stronger business through sustainability? Funding. It should be reduced, sorry, on the other said it is, but we may experience more reduced governmental funding because of financial issues. But we will see increased funding for research if we're moving towards clean technology or towards sustainability. And I apologize for using the word sustainability so much, but it's hard to find another option. We're also going to find cost offsets by reducing our waste, by reducing our energy consumption. And we're going to find that if we actually go with socially responsible investing, we may avoid some of the pitfalls of what's taking place today in the markets. So we have to look about ourselves in funding as seeing how sustainability can drive our benefit, our growth, and our future. Business. We're going to be putting out students into the business world. They're going to be meeting those expectations of being aware of environmental issues. Carbon markets are coming to the U.S. They're going to be able to also exceed the expectations of business if they really have sustainability built into the framework of their education. And they can also be leaders and moving us forward with sustainability, which is going to make business stronger, make the economy stronger, and make sustainability a more permanent and believable shift. And actually, it's in a sense a paradigm shift, actually a whole shift of thinking. Again, it's going to take time. We'll get there. And also with students, we're going to start attracting the best students. We'll start exceptional students, students who want to come to a campus that has sustainability as a key framework. We want to attract, we'll be leading the greatest impact with those students who are graduating with this knowledge and understanding of sustainability. So MBA students that graduated 2 years ago were asked, what's some of the key factors that attracted them to a company? And over 70% chose the social responsibility of the company over pay. And these weren't students from Presidio or from Colorado. These were students from Kellogg, from Wharton, from Harvard. And a company that has social responsibility was a driving factor for them in choosing to go with them. So, the future of sustainability, from the smart classroom to the smart campus. So again, this is systems thinking. So we have to move, if we move to this paper society, into a digital campus. The whole campus has to be smart. The whole campus has to be a classroom. The whole campus has to be possible of teaching and learning and interacting with one another. So we have solar charging stations. We have solar backpacks. So now the classroom is no longer confined by a one architectural space. It can be any space. You can take the learning. You can take your presentations. You can take that all into nature, on the field, anywhere you want to go. The classroom can be mobile. It can be adjustable. It can transform, and the energy that's needed to run that class, that high tech, can be on your back. It can be in these solar panels. So now learning centers, libraries can be anywhere. They don't have to be in a physical building or physical structure.